Got my homies la nakamba kanjani guys, it's the catchup DBN Uphetho MX. But today we're switching it up. Today we are switching it up. I've got a guest and a co-host, but I think it's best I let them introduce themselves. Who we got?
Uphilo nabafethu enmaziyo vele Pdoggamazing ngiyuculayo.
Candy toffee Abantu. Prove it to me so I know what's real for nobody. No good do so don't. These are the things I like.
Ngiyengicula kamacula kuthiwa unbelievable, ngicula nepalmtrina, ngenza music ngiyawuthanda,
I can't do that. I can't. I'm really frustrated right now.
Top there.
Hi, my name is Siphe. The streets, they call me Spare. I don't know, man. No, but for real, my name is Siphe, aka Siphe, C like the letter, pear like the fruit. I am the host of the It's Not Common Sense podcast, where we just recently had Pdoggamazing, and we spoke about some pretty spicy topics. And today I wanted us to speak about a couple more spicy topics with this controversial motherfucker over here.
Hey, the guy, dog, the speak of the streets. Wonke umuntu wants to know what is happening, Pdogg. Ephethu kwenzakalani? Ngiyabona futhi ngiyaposta. Like, what's happening in the Durban creative industry right now? Like, in your opinion?
Hey man, I think people are tired of just like sitting and watching, because it's like nothing new has happened. It's just like more of the same old shit that doesn't work, and like people are just tired of sitting and watching. Like even in my case, it's like I just got tired of sitting and watching, and like, okay, I'm gonna go again to my friends and complain about it. Hey, how's my face? Hey, love it, but I want your face, bro. And it was like I was telling you, it's like whatever inspired this is like me feeling like it's been a good year, like for Hiphop, Etegwini, you know, like people have made like concerted efforts to sort of this save hip hop thing, and it's produced this thing that people are working really hard and doing really cool things. So for it to be a good year like that, and then an event comes and has Intinjaya and a lineup like that, and it was like never really personal. Like that's the one thing. It's like it's not about getting Pdogg on the youth hip hop stage. Fuck that. If I wanted to be on that stage, I could have been on that stage. Same way I've been on every big stage ever to be in the city since I started saying I'm a hip hop artist. There's no stage I've never been on. There's no events I've never been booked and paid to perform at. So it's like I know how to get on the stage, but it wasn't about that, It was about like again, bruh,
What's the battle? What's the battle, dog? Like, what's the core of the issue? I'm asking because in the show we usually siyakhuluma ngokuvalelana, gatekeepers. What do you think it is?
Is that they have no ideas. They have run out of ideas, Chief. They have no ideas. You know, they are run out of ideas, and they it's like babakhulumi cap and then babakhulumi green. So it's like I don't know how they do this like roller coaster of theirs. It's been like honest and then like stupid at the same time, because it's like they admit we're 40, we don't know whatever. Okay, then what does that tell you?
Who's admitting though?
Yeah.
The organizers of this thing, because they were catchy my feelings with was looking back boys come and answer on my post, like they very late at me, and like every time it happened I was like, guys, this is serious. Are they still answering me on my shit? You know what I mean? And like every time they answer me, they give me like the thing is showing to cap ignorance and truth. But like it was like a weird mixture of shit. No, I want them up like just that they're out of ideas. They are solely out of ideas, Chief. They don't know what's happening on the ground. They don't know how to excite people in an event format. Go with hip hop. They have an idea of hip hop when they were still buying CDs. It's not CD culture anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's way past that even. Like even the MP3 is ancient now. Like it's way past that.
Can I argue for the other side?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Can I ask you? Okay, so just to get my head around this, all right. So the major argument with this event, MX, can you tell us the name of the event?
It's the Youth Hip Hop Festival, and it's the Durban Youth Hip Hop Festival, and they do have a track record of being around for quite a while. If I'm not mistaken, they brought down Rick Rossi. I just remember because I went to the wine with the Karakar, but they have a footprint when it comes to entertainment, so you can listed with your Fact Durban Rocks.
So now the issue at hand is that essentially they've created something which is the Durban Youth Hip Hop Festival.
Yeah.
And it features very few to no Durban young artists. Yeah. Is that where the conflict was?
It does not reflect the Durban youth hip hop industry. Yeah, bon? We're having a soccer game. When you pull up, we're playing tennis. What are you doing? Yeah, boy, learned. If you're saying we're playing soccer, let's play soccer. You know what I mean? Don't say you come and want a soccer game. You must feel like playing tennis. And when we ask you how, why imagine tennis? It's I know mali to tell you yeah, bon? Like we're intruding on something. You know what I mean? Like we're being intrusive. Like
let's talk about that.
Born about intrude, yeah, we culture too, that they clearly know nothing about, and then they have like the balls and the audacity on a public account that is supposed to be run with certain etiquettes of PR and understanding of the people and respect. Like you're dealing with people, it's a call and you just respect them. Yeah, bo? You're in the people industry. You're not in the cubicle selling fucking, I don't know. Yeah, bo, Leon. Slonipa, Abantu, Mutila, Nabantu. You need to go to school to learn that. Yeah, bo? They use that platform to Nabantu, who are active in this thing in any manner that they want to. Yeah, bo, Leon. Like we intruding in their shit. No, they intruding in Durban fucking hip hop. Yeah, bo? And if they're gonna be participating in the space, they need to come correct, because they're not gonna go to Kwamash and do a youth hip hop fest Kwamash and then fucking not put anyone from Kwamash, because there was gonna be hearses, dog, after that. Like people wanna die or some shit. But because they feel like us as Durban, we can't stand for shit and unite and look them in the face and say, no, not like that. Not now. Yeah, bro. They thought they could come and do some shit like that. And it was like, for me, I was like, fuck it, it's not the case this time, yeah, bro. I need to say something. And like, they just kept on, baby, let's talk me in it, dog. I was bring a script to you, dog. Like, I was laughing throughout the whole thing, dog. Like, they was making it too easy, bro. It was making it too easy.
Can I ask who is they?
So, Image, is your issue the Durban part of the festival? Or, like, saying issue, we can play our semantics, yabo, and try break down what the real issue is, but is it ngithandile lento show ukuthi Durban doesn't unite, but then mhlambe kuthiwa ngoba it's the Pretoria or whatever, they would go about it. So are you saying
clean backlash? No one will be controversial.
So in aware that you are seeing, or most people are feeling, ukuthi you in and you're active in the Durban scene, and you're not seeing enough representation of the act or upcoming talent. Is it an upcoming talent thing, or is it about established? Because
there's no such thing as an upcoming talent. You have been talented, you have been entertained. Don't demean me because you want to value me or like weigh me. If I stand in front of you and I make you laugh, I entertain you. Don't call me an upcoming entertainer. People who are making music in the city right now, the people who I'm talking about, are not upcoming talents, dog. They established artists, special, unique, like generational talents. You understand? That's what I'm talking about. It's not an upcoming artist thing. It's a somebody who's bleeding blood from a rock. He got no deal. He got no one running after him. He got no job. He got nothing. But at the end of the day, they give us exceptional quality, honest, exceptional quality, away from the bitterness of the reality that the industry and events like this make us live under. Away from all that bitterness, they manage to bring out Tizinto that inspire people, that entertain, not upcoming entertain people. And then those people are not being recognized. That's what I was crying about. If we look at the real issue, what they were saying was like, no guys, this thing is good for Durban. If we're really smart, we should all be pushing this thing so that the whole Durban hip hop can be bigger. Kumbaya, my lord. I was like, you want to make a successful event. If you want to do a successful event, then react to the community, the society that you're servicing. You know, what's making them happy? Okay, these people are making them happy. So if we want to put these people in the space and make them more excited about this thing, let's Be different than the same lineup we've been going and watching for the past 8 to 10 years. The exact same bros. What's different? There was somebody who like the day after, they were like, hey man, I wonder how it was. I'm curious. I'm like, dog, you're not curious. You've been to that event for the past 8 years, every fucking weekend. Yeah, bro? There's nothing different about what's happened at that event. And the one you went to last time was called a different name. The walls were green. The other week before then was called a different name, same artist. The walls were blue. It's the same event. Yeah, bro? So it's like, if you want to make an event and you want us to have this kumbaya, let's make this thing better. Let's look at this thing creatively. What's making people excited? Like, what's making the kids excited? Like, youth hip hop fest. You know what I mean? Do you understand the youth? Which youth was part of that? Yeah, bro? You like don't like if you're gonna consult, it was clearly they consulted because we saw the consultants talking and like commenting on the stuff. You know, Abantu consultants who we thought that they'd be more sensitive. They'd be more sensitive to the plight of the Durban artists. But we saw it's okay. These guys are consultants. These are the guys that these guys talk to, and even your consultants have got no ideas. You know, so like. Get better consultants, dog. Like, go to people who are like, who are making this thing tick. When you were asleep doing whatever, and then you woke up and you had an idea. In that process where this thing was ticking before you ingeniously decided, I'm going to take this money now and invest in hip-hop to make it better. This thing was ticking. How was it ticking? Put steroids in that bitch, make that bitch better, and then watch how big. Don't come and want to change, do something different, and then say with the official account.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second?
I wanted that Mali to comment. Like,
so
what was it? Yeah.
So sorry, I really wanted to say this. Okay.
Sorry, just say it, man.
So here's my thing, right? To play devil's advocate, I have to say, but what about business? If I am a large major corporation,
sure,
all right, and I'm investing, let's say, R1 million into an event. And I want to see a definite return on investment.
Yeah.
Would I not view... Now, I know you do not like the term up and coming. Yeah. So let's throw that term away. Let's say established and non-established.
Yeah.
Because there are people who are established within the media. Yeah. If I use non-established musicians, there's a possibility that I'm not going to be able to get that return on investment. So I wonder, are these people not just reacting to the state of not just South Africa's economy, but the whole world's economy, and figuring out, how can I just get my piece back? Because are people going to events as much as they used to before? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I wonder, are we going to go with our AKAs and Nasty C's and the guys that we know, because we know, 500 people are definitely going to come, even if they're old ass niggas.
Yeah.
No, let me try filter that out. I'll let P answer that, but I do believe Uguti into Shoye, because he said Uguti, we've seen the movie before. Right? So if you have achieved or reached a certain place in your trajectory, noma ufike endaweni ethile in your growth, make opportunity for the next, because it is the Youth Hip Hop Fest. It's just a pity because we had COVID and a whole lot of shit, but there's been an emergence of new freshness and talent. So I think where he's speaking from is Ushilo and Dog, I could have done it, etc., or I've done it, or I know. But let's not repeat the cycle of doing the same pattern over and over again, especially with something that's branded like that, because it's quite detrimental to the future of the youth, because we don't want them to do the same thing in a few years. I could be wrong.
As a large corporation CEO who wants to make his money back, who has no ideas, yabo, the CEO is not the head of marketing. There's a marketing director for that. And even the marketing director is not the head of marketing. He just directs the guys who do the marketing in the company. You understand? That's where the ideas come from. May I come and I sign off on them as a CEO? CEO is here. You want to make a turnover in this climate. You want to do it in the least risky way possible. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to pay all these guys money and people are definitely going to come. Okay. Has anyone ever tried that? Has anyone else tried that before? You look, oh wow, they do. Oh, they actually try this every weekend. How did the events go? They were crap. They all flunked. They were raw garbage. People unhappy. Fights. People got shot. Like it's just like it's hell on earth. Like that's just what it is. It's changed. There's no dance floors. It's all couches. Like it's like what's all about the money. Like,
But do they still break even?
No. They don't break even. What happens is the steamroll comes and says, "Here's 5 million." You don't care if you broke even. Get to the steamroll everywhere, bro. You understand? So when you're looking from the outside, it looked like the event broke even. People were good, but it didn't break even. Steamroll came and said, "Here's 5 million."
What does that mean? Steamroll came, and what does that mean?
Okay, you to book everyone I need in the lineup is 1 million, aka it is nasty. Cool. 1 million rand that I paid to these guys, including them getting here, right? To book the venue was 500,000. Everything else, the sound was. So I've paid 2 million to make this event happen, right? To break even, I need to make 2 million from ticket sales, right? That's the supposed understanding of the event. Steamroll comes and says, "Here's 5 million to the event." So before I even kick the first ball, I've already made my money back. If one person comes and no one else comes, I've made my money.
Who says here's 5 million? What's the steamroll? What does that mean?
No, he is.
The bubble gum.
He's taking a brand name, for instance. He's saying that behind these sponsors, there's budgets and it's predetermined, so to speak. Like, that's why even if it's not popping or whatever, it will be because there's infrastructure to make sure it looks like a success.
That's the model of a successful event.
Yeah.
Make your money before you even sell your first ticket. Yeah, but that's how you make it. That's where the money of eventing is. Really successful events will make the money and then it'll be added money that tickets generated well and we sold alcohol and we sold hot dogs.
I don't know, guys.
Was cool.
I feel... am I being dumb right now? So are you saying that essentially between the organizers and the sponsors, there's a dissonance, and essentially the people who are organizing the event are organizing an event that is worth the value of like 2.5, but they're being sponsored 5 million for the event. So by the time the event hits the ground, it has already, so to speak, made profit in that it has already been financed by sponsors. So now nobody gives a shit about how many people come to the show.
It ends up becoming like that. The gift and the curse of homeostasis, etc. It ends up becoming like that. Yeah, bro. And the first time it will feel easy. The second time we feel entitled to it. The third time we'll just be a dick about it and you won't care even if one person comes. And you go online and you tell people it's how get my leads. Yeah, bro. Like that's how it develops into something like that. Yeah, bro. You that's how you make money as an event. Yeah, bro. I'm not but I've been in the events. I've made money with events. You know what I mean? I've been mentored by people who make the best events in the country. I study the greats. Yeah, bro. That's what I do in my spare time. I want to be great. So then you look at great people, and that's what I do. Yeah, bro. And they'll tell you, this is how you make money with an event. Yeah, bro. So these guys, the CEO, who's not supposed to be the head of the marketing department, they failed to look at the facts. It's like this thing that happened in South Africa where it's like, oh shit, SAA isn't working, so we have to privatize. Like privatizing companies is a foolproof solution to making things right. Is it being a private company mean that it's not going to fall? Are there not any private companies that fall? Oh, let's start looking at this. Oh, wait, private companies fall all the time.
So
they make mistakes.
I'm going to be honest. It's more the notion of because something is a private company, it forces competition, and competition leads to better companies overall.
But it can still die. They die every day. Yeah, but it's like that's what I'm saying. It's a false assumption. You can justify it and say it's because of like this, but like when you sit down and you look at it, it makes no sense. And if you look at the facts and track record, it makes no sense.
But nationalization's not the answer either.
Just as many nationalized companies fall, it's just as many private companies fall. Yeah, bro. That's how private investment works. It's like this: rise and fall, boom, boom, boom. That's how it works. It's not uniform like this.
You gotta listen to what he's saying, dog. He's really giving it to you guys.
That's how it works, So it's that thing. Okay, we're gonna book nasty scene, whatever. Does it work? Go look at the events. It doesn't work. Okay, let's try something different now. Yeah, bro. What's working? Go to the ground. Oh, what? These things are working, man. Yo, all divisions, we've got fighters already to like knock everything down, you know what I mean? Okay, now we have money, what do we do? Let's amplify this experience and bring it higher and then bring these people to get there. But when they're there, like there's a million and one ideas that we can talk and to make this thing like, and like that's for me the biggest problem that there is was like it's elements of greed. It's this attitude of Ngemali too, where it's like they and having no ideas. Let's not forget about that. They have no ideas. Yabo? They failing to see the real size of this pie. Yabo? They see something which is like, okay, this thing is worth, okay, then we want to split it, then I'm going to be able to go buy a new car and post it on Instagram. And then, no. I'm telling them that this thing is 10 times bigger than they think it is. Yabo? You take the money that they have, you put them to ideas that are working. Yabo? Not that I think about. Ideas that are working on the ground. You make them bigger and better, and you brighten them up. You build a sense of community whereby like the whole of Guamash is coming out because they know what's Uzagwe is gonna be. You know what I mean? Like, yo, man, this guy's gonna be there, and the next Zagwe, whoever the next Zagwe is, you know what I mean? Like he's gonna be treated right. You know what I mean? At this place, and he finally got his place, and he's gonna be performing alongside fucking Trippie Redd. You know, maybe that's who they want to book. The whole hood come out for that. Okay, so I'm going to, but oh no, going in the part, you know, build a sense of community, grow the game. We're improving hip hop, grow it, build it, make us clean. Not okay, don't book me, fine, but make the niggas who are proven, improve that, improve the proven. Yeah, boy, like don't come and defend something that doesn't work clearly. And I'm gonna say that cash, it doesn't work. It works every 15 times they try it. The other 14 times it falls flat, but they've made their money.
Oh, you're catching this, I mean, I'm with Upi, and I'm loving this game, dog, that you're giving. Oba, that's facts, dog. Like, why would you invest in doing the same thing over and over? And we can see especially P, like this is years in the game. So when he says I studied the game in Fundile, I know what it's like. I know the good and the bad. He's saying I'm not coming from a selfless place, because that's the first thing in the show. He's saying no, guys. This is bigger than we actually think. This is actually impacting how we consume music, how we look at each other. Like, dog, I'm on board. I see the fight that he's fighting. The question that Mfunumboza is, dog, I know you're controversial and your boss young, but are you, what's the word, man? You just confirm, like, Uguti, you still active in music, you love what you do the shit every day, dog, you give blood, sweat, and tears, and you're coming from the goodness of your heart. I'm only saying this because, yeah, maybe I've gone soft, but I sometimes worry because I know what they do to Abantu who come and want to change the paradigm. They want to ostracize and shut you up, or so they do that shit.
Like me, I was Katala, not me. Before Umuntu, I was scared. I was less prepared. I doubt. I didn't have people around me. I didn't have as much confidence in the ideas. I hadn't proven. I had not been a proven creative entrepreneur in the city of Durban as yet. But that's not the case anymore, Abo.
It's, dog, I love the way Indlela
Man, I'm gonna at that point because I wasn't shy. I said, if like what in 2022, you must do it like you're doing it in 2022. When I complained, a week later, I went and I was part of doing an event. I won't say I did an event, it's part of a team. I work in teams. When I complained, I went and I did an event. We said, okay, how can I put my words and my money on and like show it's okay, dog. I'm actually like, I'm not just talking because I got data. I'm talking about Ngazi. Like, yo, let's have an open mic, and I don't know how, but let's just get 1,000 rand, and that 1,000 we give it to the person who performed best. Okay, it's an opportunity for kids, even and nobody, to come with just their talent and make money off hip hop. Something that's not happening right now, and it's not like it's gonna be like that. When there's 10K, we'll get a kid 10K, bro. When there's 100K, we'll give him 100K, bro. You come to the event and what that does, it's like, I'm gonna give you the whole game so that even when they copy me, they understand where it came from. What it does is that like it makes it with event. If you have people at your event in the afternoon and you're able to post those first initial snaps, it's okay, this thing's actually happening. That is what brings the second wave of patrons or people coming to your party. It gives you the proof of concept. So this party is proven, it's nice, we're going there. Yeah, bro. So in the process of giving kids opportunity to make money, yeah, bro, you are buying yourself the opportunity to bring more people to your party later on when you continue to do other things. Yeah, bro? So we're hitting two birds with one stone. It's not a Mother Teresa charity thing. We're like, can we give the kids? No, we were winning as well. By giving the kids money, we are winning. Yeah, bro? They don't live in isolation of each other. Yeah, bro? So it's like, what do we do after that? Okay, no, people like it. What's up? People like it's and Slim. Ntwana yami ngifuna ukubukisa ngawo public sasivele sibhedlishana straight yabo leyo nto lo. It's an idea, it's a concept, it's never been done, but let's do it. Okay, fine. People like, what's happening? We're like, hey, naturally, not really sure, but come, let's try it, let's see if it works, you know? And people came, we did it. Wow, dude, it's actually very cool, this thing. Yo, it's got elements of, you know, it's like love, hate, like tough love. It's like, you can see these guys are actually about each other, but it's like, they're showing with you, this is like a sport at the end, but in it being a sport doesn't mean what's in mind you have to bash you or kill you or whatever. It means it's like a compass in the corner. It kept, but I was on my toes. Yo, this is Slim Ego we're talking about, right? I'm like, oh shit, man, how am I doing this?
Shout out Slim Ego, dog.
Made me think in a way I never did before, you know, and it improved me. Just as an idea, let's do this. Oh, it enticed people. It improved us as artists, me and Slim, that thing. We got a remuneration from it because we were charging people at the gate, and it made the person coming to the event go home with a story like, yo, that battle. Hey, bafethu yazi la kade uphila lo webacekile no Slim lo mina ngifuna ifethu ungabona mfethu kanje sesikhuluma ngayo lento isiculture yabo leyo nto lo like asabali ke le mali esithole gating I'm very big on value, on understanding value yabo. There's money and then there's value yabo. You create value. Value has been created. This mic probably cost maybe like 15 rand to make, but because of the value created, we're gonna buy it for 1,500. Yeah, boy. There's money and then there's value. I'm invested in creating value. Yeah, boy. I want this game to be valuable, and for it to be valuable, it needs to touch the whole like food chain. Yeah, boy. It can't be transactional like it is right now. You understand? We need to be doing things that make people talk. We need to be doing things that make people excited about this thing, like. Abantu begqom ba understand ukuthi ayi balikhathile ke igqom ngoba manje yini labayenza honke impela. Okay, asibuko zozisi labanye igala bayibuka la ngibe uthi bagcine sebe entertain uthi hayi no bafethu hayi nashaya into yini bafethu hayi no iblind lebali yabo. That's the sort of ecosystem we were supposed to be creating as Durban hip hop to make this thing grow. Understand? So that's what I meant ukuthi I want even umuntu who was watching me complain to understand that I'm not that old kind of like what do you call it, whistleblower or whatever who complains. Nah, this is the new improved one, the peak of human evolution. I complain and then I try to do something afterwards with the people that I work with. So like it wasn't just me. We were all thinking like that now. Everybody in the team doing like, yo, there's value in thinking like this. And what's gonna happen? We're gonna get better. Yeah, bro.
Dog, that I wanted to touch on based on that, and I think you don't just complain, you complain, but with great intention of creating value, so it's constructive because you're for the people. So you showing okay, sure, say whatever you're saying, but this is what I'm doing, what are you doing? We spoke abantu bayasaba to speak up.
Yeah.
They'd rather keep it under their breath or bakhulume phansi. Why do you think that is?
Like it's like fighting without getting angry. Like what I had to do there, I had to like tell these people that they were wrong. I had to do it in a way whereby it'll be entertaining, because it was like, this is show business, and like whatever I'm doing, I want people to see it. Because if I'm gonna do this, it must be like, it was like that. That's how I felt. Like, okay, I'm doing this now, so because I'm doing it, I need to go 100,000% because this is it. Yeah, but after this, there won't be no second chance for me to do this. So I'm like, I need to do this hard. I need to complain. I need to make it entertaining. I need to hit them where it hurts. Yeah, but so that they'll come back and they'll comment on my post, and that will give me validation and will give the whole thing what I'm doing. That's all. That was my target of it. If I can get these guys to comment on my thing, I'm done.
Do you think they could not buy you out, but do you think ukuthi, what are you hoping to get from yonke into? Like, not that, what's that?
Singing rights. I'm hoping to learn and become a better Pdoggamazing, and it's happened. like Leon Dots made me so much. It's got me thinking in ways and I was never thinking in before. It made me apply. It gave me a pressure to make me entertain a thought where it's like, yo, Pdogg, you're cancelled now. So what are you gonna do? And I was like, okay, I need to build something solid that will be able to sustain me because I'm not gonna be able to go and beg anymore. I'm chilling with my other homie, like real street niggas, you know. So I'm like, we can't. We don't know. Nothing's gonna happen. Like no one's gonna close me out. No one's gonna hurt me. No one's gonna do nothing to me, you know, besides myself. So I was talking to some niggas. I was like, and I told them what's happened. They're not on Facebook, you know. This thing got like street niggas back on Facebook, like real like interesting. They back on Facebook. They're like, hey, what's how you move? You know? I'm telling him what's happening. He's like, and like he kept quiet. I'm like, and I came back with an assumption. That hey, I'm like, boy, you don't like what I did. This thing of me, like, it's like getting myself cancelled because they want the best for me as well. Yeah, bro. And I was like, nah, dog. I like it because we're not scavengers. Yo, I'm shanging into them. Fuck. As I was like, dog. All this time we've been scavengers. All the time we've been given the bone at the end with a little bit of meat that's like almost rotten. That's what we've been made to eat off, abo. And it was so powerful for me when he said that. He's like, no, dog, I like what you did because we're not scavengers. Not everyone is able to complain like this because it's conflict. It's like organized conflict. Like you have to do it in a way that's like really well thought out, so it can actually, because it could have broken down in many ways where it's like, Pdogg is just, I'll go to Pdogg, my faith, about that. But I had to make it in a way where it feel, okay, this guy's like, he's holding on to it the whole time, he's making sure we're getting all the facts, about. Not everyone is like, we shouldn't actually be designed with seal like that, but not everyone can do that like that, you know what I mean? Like even now, I couldn't do it like that a year ago or whatever, but like, people feel like that. Everywhere I go, every day after that thing, I meet up with someone who's like, yo, dog, what you did? Hey, dog, just that dog. I'm wise, what do you see, dog? About everywhere I go. About after that, and it vindicates and things it makes me feel like, okay, sure, we're on the right track. We're doing the right thing.
Facts, bro. Damn, dog, and bro, because you're not just speaking for yourself, you're speaking for the next generation. Beyond the generation, you're speaking for the culture, you're speaking for Abantu who don't have voices or don't have the courage and confidence. We need to switch it up. And I think this is one of the many amazing facets of you as an artist.
Also, a lot of us don't know about any of this shit, man. Like, I mean, fuck, dude, like, majority of my experience when it comes to South African hip-hop has been through all of the artists that are largely pushed. As you say, quote unquote, the established artists. And largely, being a layman or a casual hip-hop listener, the kind of narrative that's pitched to us, what's really sold to us a lot of the times is that the unestablished local Durban rappers don't work as hard as the Joburg rappers. What do you say to that? Because that's kind of the picture that always gets painted.
Hey, like, I've got this idea in my head. Maybe it's not 100% true, but like, you have to work harder even if you're from Durban, because honestly, there's not that thing, the infrastructure that people are talking about. We're not here, the radio stations, the TV, you're not here. So now imagine, and that's why we always get the best artists coming from Durban. By the time someone from Durban, Ebonagala, they've had to go through so much. You know what I mean? They have to be so exceptional and so dope at what they do to be seen, because the infrastructure isn't there. All these things that we cry about, and no one's even started building them. It's 2023. No one's even started to build those things. It's still the same as 2012. Like, it's like what Cristiano
Remember that studio that no one used?
Durban hip hop was Old Trafford, like what Cristiano Ronaldo said. Like, they still got the same weights as 20 years ago. Now it's 20 years old, same weight. They're still there. You know, like, that's Durban hip hop, was Old Trafford. So like, so hey man, I lost my train of thought.
No, dog, you're just saying, Woodsy, hey dog, nothing has changed. It's not that we don't work hard. You have to
work so much more. You have to be so much more of this. Nasty C was the greatest rapper in South Africa before his voice broke. Yeah, well, that like, it's crazy. Like, that's how you have to be exceptional.
He was rapping since he was 8, ne? Or 9, 8 or 9.
Slim Ego, njengoba thing for that. he played me a song of like more or less from the same like neighborhood or whatever in the South, Lapan. So when he was told like, hey, night and time, one of his homies got a song with him, and he played me the song. This guy's voice has not broken, bro, and it was probably his best verse I've ever heard. I was like, this nigga hit his best verse when he was still 12. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean?
But badlane over dog, cause khona no Elmes, khona Slim Ego, ngiyazi ukuthi blind already just off the strength. But like
you have to be so good. Like it's a prerequisite for you to make it in Durban. You have to be so good that it's like because the opportunities aren't there, and that's why Durban artists are the hardest. You know, like look at like it's like dude like gold. We get to a place and we discover gold, and instead of making mines, we start planting fucking maize or some shit. You know what I mean? We start planting. We start freeing gudu, but dog, there's gold here, bro. Like, we found it. This like. Let's build a fucking mine then, you know? Like, this is Brazil of soccer. We are fucking Neymar and shit. That's us. Durban is the Brazil of, like, entertainment. You know, like, it's just in us. Because we have to fight for it. But we're just naturally charismatic, you know? Like, and I'm not trying to be, like, make anyone feel any less of themselves, but, like, we're just naturally charismatic, dog. We just have that thing, dog. Durban, us people who travel the world and then they come to Durban, dog. They'll tell you about the value of Durban, bro. You understand? Like, that's what we have. So we're not lazy. We're not lazy in all departments. The departments where we are lazy is that we haven't had the wisdom to start building things that we're lazy. I think I can agree with you. We're very lazy.
But you're right, the most influential artist in entertainment, period, guys, across genres. Bapuma, Durban, KZN. It's
Black Coffee, Blackie.
Nah, baning. Singabaning uzokuphelisha, uzokhathala, dog.
So it's like we're lazy in that. We haven't built the infrastructure because we also have this fear that it's going to take someone great. And that's what we need. They have a sympathy for Durban hip-hop, right? And they have the means to do things because they have capital, right? Build a mine the gold, you know? We need people like that to build.
But don't you think they need guys like you in their corner? When I say like you, I mean umuntu who's actually on the ground. Umuntu who's actually on the ground.
Yeah, because they've got no ideas. They have no ideas. They have no ideas. I'll say it 50 times. They've got no ideas. They used to when they were young. But now, because time is a bitch in his crew, they've got no ideas. They all learned. So it's not even an option. Pdogg, you've got no option. You need people like me. Otherwise you're not doing anything. Yabo?
Bro, this is mina personally singahlala the whole day, but I think Dog ngizokumema futhi. Dog, I feel so weird because I wanted to talk about the music. I wanted to talk about past projects, but this is more of a real issue that we need to talk about.
So I personally feel really informed, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It seems like there's a whole world of South African and Durban hip hop that we're almost robbed of. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's whole sounds, there's whole artists, there's whole flows that I will never be able to listen to because of like logistics, because of price, because of venues, like, and I don't know. I feel like more people need to hear about this and more people need to figure out ways to hear these acts. More people need to figure out ways to see these acts on stage performing.
You got any last words, Dog, before Skretela?
I just want to say thank you, Buffet, too. I really appreciate the opportunity to give me a voice. It's empowered me to say something with my own mouth and my own heart, you know. I appreciate that. Definitely. Anyone who's watching, we are in a war, guys. So don't relax. And the only way we're gonna win the war is to be together. I think I slew that up. It's not hard. It doesn't need clever people. We just need to work together and build shit that lasts and keep doing shit that work.
Yo, Dog.